Nobody wants to think that this might be World War III. But history shows conflicts don't just happen overnight. They build slowly. Tension, alliances, economic warfare, until suddenly the world you've always known just doesn't exist anymore. The reality is this: when things escalate to that level, the government's not going to be able to take care of you, which means the responsibility falls on you. That's an uncomfortable truth, but it is what it is. Today I'm going to break down how an average family could survive from 3 different scenarios, from different angles. And that'll be political collapse, global conflict, and even biblical prophecy. Because no matter what the cause, preparation is going to look pretty similar. Scenario number 1, political collapse. The most likely starting point for us isn't going to be bombs falling from the sky. It's going to be the systems collapsing, cyber attacks on infrastructure, banking shutdowns, fuel shortages, supply chains collapsing. When that happens, things get ugly fast. Most grocery stores only have about 3 days worth of food on the shelves on a good day. Once panic buying starts, those shelves empty out in minutes, like piranhas picking a bone clean. So the first things you need are food and water, but not just water independence as well. You can't rely on city water. It may not be available, it may be contaminated, so you should have long-term food storage. Beans, rice, canned foods, salt for preserving meat, MREs, anything non-perishable. Honey is a very good one. Freeze-dried meals like Mountain House. At least several weeks of drinking water. 1 gallon per person per day is the standard. And then you need a reliable water filter. I recommend a Life Straw due to its reliability, portability, and ease of use, as well as its cheap price. Each member of my family has one, so get you some reliable water filters, because almost immediately clean water is going to become one of the most valuable resources. So a simple water filtration system could literally mean the difference between life and death, my friend. Food will keep energy and morale up, but water will keep you alive. Scenario number 2, global conflict. Now let's say things escalate even further, and they will, and nations start fighting directly. Airspaces close, martial law is declared, borders locked down. At that point, movement becomes restricted, and it becomes much safer to stay put and bug in than it does to try to find some last-minute bug-out location in the woods with your family. So fortify your home, get good locks, several firearms. It's good if you have a dog, because not to be morbid, but not only are they good security, but in a very desperate situation, they are also neat. Yeah, we're talking about war here. It's not pretty. So think about shelter, security, and communications. Also community. Talk to your neighbors. In times of strife and hardship, communities can come together and they can barter and trade and defend off bad guys. Because some people are going to want what you have. And you're going to want things that allow you to live without relying on any system. Portable power sources like lanterns, headlamps, batteries, flashlights, candles, fire starters, hand warmers, Mylar blankets. If the grid goes down, the world gets dark and cold pretty fast. Light and heat become very important. Security is another thing people don't want to talk about, but when the shelves are empty, the crime will increase, and nobody's coming to save you. So be prepared to defend yourself and your family. You don't need paranoia, but you do need situational awareness. Evil people take opportunities like this and use them against the good people, and that's just a fact of life and war. Emergency radio. A simple emergency radio can keep you out of the dark, let you know what's going on, because information becomes survival. Scenario 3, biblical scenario. Many of us would say there is a battle going on right now between good and evil, not between nations. And it goes way deeper than this war in Iran. Never before in human history has biblical prophecy lined up so perfectly with current events, and even atheists are noticing. Now, the Bible does talk about a period of massive deception and global conflict. There's a passage that says when the Antichrist declares himself God, the instruction is very clear. Drop what you're doing and run for the mountains. Leave immediately. Don't waste time gathering possessions. Just go. Now, whether someone believes in that interpretation or not, there's a powerful lesson there. Sometimes survival means recognizing when it's time to leave. If major cities become unstable, if violence spreads, your family should already know where your safe location is. And that might be a rural property, family land, a cabin, or even just your nearest mountain range nature area or camping area where the population is low. Which brings me to the concept of a bug-out bag. Every family should have one. Each member should have their own. Even the kids, even the pets. I don't have a dog anymore, but when I did, he had a vest with molly bags on the side with dog food in him. He can carry his own food, because when disaster does happen, there might not be time to prepare. A proper bug-out bag is going to depend a lot on your specific needs, but generally, it should contain essentials like water filtration, emergency food, fire starters, medical supplies, tools, flashlights, paracord, and basic shelter gear. The idea of this bag is to allow you to last or survive 72 hours alone. That window of time may be the difference between chaos and safety. But the most important survival tool, it isn't gear, and it's often overlooked. It's mindset. People who panic make bad decisions. People who remain calm, observe, and move deliberately tend to survive. So preparation isn't about fear, it's about responsibility. You're going to prepare because you care about your family. And listen, I really hope the world doesn't reach that point. I really, really do. But if it does, don't be one of the panicked ones in the grocery store. You won't have to, because you'll already have food and supplies and the ability to protect those that you love. So hope for peace, but prepare for chaos. And stay sharp out there.